Hello, welcome to March. This month's kit is Life is a Canvas, and Miss Alicia will give you more information about what's all in the box. While we may be experiencing some difficulties in life, we are the creators of our own world, our own masterpiece. Let's create a beautiful world together.
Hi everyone, Miss Alicia here. I am so excited to share this month's kit with you. We have a lot of fun things in here, so let's go through it real quick. All right, so let's open up this box. Okay, so the theme this month is Life is a Canvas. And I know Mrs. Boyd has been talking to us every month a little bit about self-care and mental health. And for me, at least, and for a lot of other people, I think, one of the ways that I relieve stress is through being creative. And the thing is, when you're creating for yourself, it doesn't even have to be good. You know, it doesn't have to be professional. It doesn't have to look a certain way. It's just the act of creating that is, for some people, really stress relieving, and I know I am one of those people. So this year I've tried a bunch of different hobbies. I tried watercolor, I have painted, I've done a little bit of sewing, a little bit of writing, just all of those creative things that we do that are a good stress reliever and a good outlet. So we thought for this month that we would give you an opportunity to be creative. So in this kit this month, we have some painting supplies. So you should have a little bag that looks like this, and inside there will be 2 canvases. I can get them out, okay. 2 little 5x7 canvases. So there's 2 of those, and some paint brushes and some acrylic paints. Should be like a bunch of those, and a paint palette. And you can use this to create your own painting. It can be whatever you want it to be. There's no rules, there's no limits, and you've got 2 canvases, so you can do 2 of them. And the good thing about paint is if you paint something and you don't like it on a canvas, especially with acrylics, you can just paint right over it and start over. So if you do something and you're like, I'm not super into it now that it's done, you can paint over it and start over if you want. You've got 2 of them. And then the paint palette is for, obviously, mixing paint colors. So we gave you 6 colors. Not every kit is exactly the same, but they should all be very similar. And obviously, since we couldn't give you every color under the rainbow, we tried to make sure we at least gave you the primary colors, and then, you know, you can mix them to make any other color. So you should have enough paint in here to kind of create whatever you want. And there's a lot of, I'm not gonna do it for you today because I am by no means an expert and you wouldn't learn much from me, but YouTube is your friend. There are 1,000,001 really awesome YouTube tutorials for painting with acrylics. And acrylics are a fairly easy paint to start with. So use the internet, it's your friend. So we've got the painting kit. The other thing we have is if you want to be creative but painting seems way too intimidating to you or more stressful than fun. I know Mrs. Boyd is that way. If I gave her a canvas and said, okay, paint whatever you want, she would be totally stressed out. And that's not what we want. So if you're not into painting, that doesn't sound like fun to you. It sounds like more work. We also have some really fun coloring sheets and some colored pencils. And again, not everyone is gonna have the same coloring sheets, but they're similar. They're all animals. And you should have about 10 sheets in here that you can choose from, and you can color to your heart's content. Again, there are no rules. Do whatever you want with these, but they're pretty fun, and they're pretty cool coloring sheets. And like I said, there's colored pencils in there, and there's also a sharpener. Okay, so with all of this, with the paintings and the coloring book pages, if you would like, you can create whatever you feel like creating, and then snap a picture of it, take a picture of it, and send it to either Teen Services at willardlibrary.org, or send a message of the photo to our Facebook account. And we are going to draw names for prizes for the people who submit a photo of whatever they created. So the information is also on this little flyer that is in the box. It has both of the ways you can enter, but we're going to be giving away some pretty fun gift cards. So if you want, you can enter your creation and possibly win some extra fun stuff. And then the other thing we have in here, maybe for inspiration, maybe just for fun, is a graphic novel. And we thought it was extra appropriate to do a graphic novel this month because, like we said, our theme this month is art, and graphic novels, which I love, are absolutely chock full of amazing art. So we put a copy of This Was Our Pact, which is a really excellent book, in everyone's kit. And maybe you'll get some inspiration from the artwork, or maybe it'll be just a fun read for you. But that is this month's kit. If you have any questions, you can always get a hold of us. You can call us, you can send a message to our Facebook account, you can send an email to that Teen Services account, and I'll respond as soon as I can. But we would love to see what you create. And on that note, we have a very special guest for you coming up next in this video, who I think you are going to absolutely love. We are big fans of him at the library. And if you get a chance to come into the library and come down to the lower level, you can see some of his artwork that is really incredible, and we are so grateful that we have it in our building, in our teen room, and I get to look at it every day, and it makes me smile every day. So he's coming up next. I hope you enjoy it. I would love to see your artwork, and we will see you back here next month. Start it, and then we can cut it however we want. All right, so why don't you tell all the people at home a little bit about yourself and what you do,
okay,
why you're here.
Sweet. All right, so my name is Giselle Pugh. I'm an artist. I live in Battle Creek, Michigan. I paint murals. I like to illustrate. I like to draw. I like to do a lot of different things in the community whenever I have the opportunity to. I like to spend time outside, spend time with my family. This is stuff about me personally. I like to read books. I like being alive, living life. So behind me is a mural that I created I was commissioned from Willard Library. So it's very colorful. It's very colorful aesthetic. A lot of the inspiration behind that came from, I think some of the things was remembering just things that I grew up watching and like really being drawn to, like cartoons and like certain kind of characters. And then some of the other stuff was just knowing what's popular right now. And not kind of following that trend, but being aware of like what's popular, just like what's popular right now in our culture. And those two things that played a big role in it. And another thing was just the inspiration was just learning, like looking at a lot of work and kind of stuff like that helped me be able to put it all together, because I had like almost like 70 ideas and concepts and like images and like small things like that, and it was kind of difficult to put them all together without like being able to at least see some kind of some kind of map to where I'm trying to take it to. So I just did a lot of research, and I don't know, I get really inspired by that kind of stuff. I just like researching stuff as it is. So when I figured out that this was the kind of style that I was going for, it just went skyrocketed. It's very nice to be able to put it together and then put all the colors together. I like studying color. I like studying aesthetics of certain things, like if I use one color, what kind of aesthetic would that bring versus if I use 10 different colors, or like if I use one character versus like 10 different characters, what kind of like feelings that I bring to the table to the people that's viewing the work.
And we'll post pictures when we post this video of both of the murals down in the basement. And it's interesting because whenever anyone walks by, it's like they get the two different sides of the mural make them feel two totally different ways, which is super interesting.
Yes.
And it has a lot to do with what you were saying about color, and just the style and the feel of everything. So we'll post pictures of that.
Yep.
And you can come into the library and check it out. We're open 2 to 5 downstairs in the teen room.
Yeah.
What advice do you have for kids or teens who might be into art but they don't really know where to start? But they think they might enjoy it, or how do they figure out what they like?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does, yeah. Personally, me, first place you should start is sketchbook, because like that's where it took me a long time to realize like that's where you really figure out like what your style is. Like, you know, you just draw in your sketchbook. Like, I mean, because I deal with it now. Like, I deal with one to just be at a certain spot. It's just like, it just don't happen like that yet, but it will happen. So, like, working in a sketchbook, it gives you like it just gives you time to like play around. Like, you get to refine your skills, and you get to work on like things that you might like, or things that you think is interesting, or it's just overall a good place to start. And then from there, I think it's more about once you kind of figure out what you want to do or what you like, then you just jump into that lane, because it's open for everybody, honestly. Like, it's you know, it's professionals in the same lane as like amateurs. So it's like, it's all for everybody to get in there. It's just you gotta just get in there and find your spot. And like for me, I found my spot by one of the spots chose me. I didn't actually choose. Painting murals, that wasn't something that I really thought I wanted to really do. I really wanted to, and I still do, I really want to illustrate and like draw pictures and sell prints and stuff like that. But I do love doing murals, so that kind of chose me rather than like me choosing that. So I think certain things that just come to you too. If you just like, you know, work towards it. I think believing in yourself is a very big thing. That's like a huge thing. You know, you don't really need other people to tell you that your work is sweet. You don't really need other people to praise your work. You don't need any of that. You just need to like just do whatever it takes to get where you're trying to go. Because at the end of the day, it's like you're the only person that's really gonna take you there. And yeah, but now as far as like most artistic techniques and anything like that, I think like studying color, that's a really good way to like just make subtle changes in your work. And it's not, you don't have to really put too much like you don't have to know a lot about art to understand that. Like, I think just knowing the basics of like complementary colors, grayscales, shades, tones, tints, stuff like that. I mean, it'd take your work a long way, and it's just subtle little things. Like, that's a big thing. Another thing is like really using the internet for what it's worth. Like really using it, really learning, like really learn how to use the internet. And what I mean by that is like, you know, like look and see what art you like, because I know where we live at, we don't have or at least people in Battle Creek, we don't have a lot of art museums here or anything like that. And I'm not sure if you can travel with them, that's great. But like if a lot of people can't travel, you really can't go see like all this good art. So you got to use the internet to look at it. And I think looking at it through there, you can just see like, you just see stuff that you might like and that you didn't even think you would like. And it just makes everything easier to be able to like, to find yourself as an artist. And then the last thing I think is to really just practice. Like that's like the biggest thing, just practice. Like I practice all the time before I even like do certain stuff. Sometimes I don't even do stuff. I just practice. And like eventually down the road, like it pays off. So yeah.
All right, one last question.
Yeah.
If people want to see more of your work, where can they find you? Like, are you on social media at all, or is there places in town that they can see more of your work?
I mean, there's plenty of places in town where you could like see my murals. I'm gonna actually make a Facebook post and like post all my mural locations.
awesome.
Cause I could just say it all, but I don't think
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, and like no, yeah. So, but my Facebook, that's like a very good spot. And then from there, I mean, like you can go to my Instagram account, and then I'm uploading my website in like a month or so.
Oh, cool.
I'm just working on like I'm putting some new work on there. So I'll have, but by then, yeah, I'll have a website, my Facebook, and my Instagram, and it's all my name, all just Giselle Pugh. So
All right,
yeah,
awesome.
strictly like that. Thanks.
Well, thank you.
No problem.